Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of our Langrisser mobile series. And I gotta say, we got really lucky today. I finally managed to get Sakura with my last roll actually. And with this in mind, I would like to explore what both of these characters are capable of doing. And maybe if we ever build them, we can theorize about what we are gonna do. As always, I am not promoting. We see... Wow. Thank you very much for that warning. I think I need to turn this off, and now there's more room for everyone. As always, this is not a guide. This is not something that I write down like a gospel, or that I checked, I don't know, the guides from previous players who brought Sumire to a great standard. This is what I see when I look into a new character and what I enjoy out of it, and what I can theorize just by reading what she can. Alright, let's begin with the factions. He is part of Empire's Honor. Apparently actually all, there's only two. Both Sakura and her are part of Empire's Honor, or some sort of parallel that they want to trace with actual anime and games. But in this case, she's also a Princess faction, and Princess faction only has one tank, which is Freya. So if you don't have Freya, or you don't have her built up, and you think that Sumire could be a good replacement, then more power to you, because she is capable. Okay, let's read her talent. When using normal attacks, hero range is increased by 1. Mind you, it only says hero range. That means that soldiers do not... So soldiers do not get the extra range. So you would attack alone if you were to attack from a range of 2. What is interesting though is that with a washing pole like this one, maybe she can attack from a range of 3. Actually, we can go ahead and try it out right now. Here, here, here. Here, the reason why I go into this level in particular, or any level in this twisted challenge, because it doesn't cost any stamina. So, how about this? We can indeed attack from 3, but I would like to turn this and see. Yeah, all our units are not attacking. Okay, so we go back, and even if we get to range 2, our units are not attacking. The damage. Well, she is level 1 against a level 70 character. Probably cannot deal any damage. So, with a clothesline pole, it's possible to surprise opponents just like an Ulr's bow would. But I don't know if it shows up in the danger zone. Go back and test it. Here. Yes, okay, it shows up exactly like an Ulr's bow. So, Ulr's bow. So you would tell your enemy if you have a clothesline pole or not. Fair enough. Some more explore. Also, before exploring, we go to Vargas and hey, back here. Hello, Pano, for joining us back. As you can see, Vargas is not one of my top characters. Okay, we go back to Sumire. So, the talent increases by range by 1. It is only on the hero, not on the troops. If you put the clothesline pole, it's another +1. And attacking from a range of 3 is pretty funny, I would say. First skill, Adversity. When HP is below 70%, defense increases by 10%. Actually, there was a second part I didn't read. Actually, I did read. Every time a soldier is damaged, gain +1 attack and skill. I think what this actually means with damage is when a soldier is dead and there's 10 soldiers when you are full health. That means if you lose all your soldiers, you get +10 attack and +10 skill. However, I believe this is only the 3 stars And if I go to this reference sheet and search for Sumire, Sumire Kanzaki. Yes, indeed. At 6 stars, the attack and skill increase is 4%, which means if you get rid of her soldiers, she gets plus 40% attack and skill. We all know how disgusting that is. Only normal equals no armor pierce. Only normal attacks makes it work. I'm using normal attacks. Yes. So you cannot use it on the turn that you use armor pierce, but if you do an auto attack while the buff is up, it counts. So that's fine. Okay, so adversity. This activates automatically if you eliminate your soldiers somehow. However, 10% defense is probably not what you're looking for when you are halfway there. If we look at High Lord, takes physical damage for adjacent allies. When attacked, increases attack by 12%. The one pointer could be interesting. I don't know if this is the way to go. On the side where they are not inside their mechas, which is a spear, he has Butterfly Dance. Attacks all enemies in one surrounding circle. Mind you, she cannot use swords, so we cannot do extra AoE range. Attacks all enemies in one surrounding circle, dealing 0.3 AoE and causing enemies to bleed. After moving on your next turn, take fixed damage equal to 2 times the attacker's attack, last 2 turns. So is this like a... This is basically an AoE Tiffany explosion, you could say, except it also lasts 2 turns. It also deals damage in itself. Okay, I guess that is a thing that exists. Armor pierce indeed. As we were just discussing in chat, this has to be used first in melee before you can get the buff at all. And once you have the buff, then you can go ahead and attack in an attacks single enemy, dealing 1.5 damage. After battle, decreases enemy defense by 30%. Last 2 turns. Okay, that's basically armor pierce. Iron helmet. When attacked with a range attack, 25% chance to reduce damage taken by 50%. That is one of the weird abilities I never like to use. Too random. You can use phalanxes. Phalanxes are extremely sturdy. She can also apparently use aisles, because why not? You'll be carrying both AoE anyways. I don't know, there is a chance that you want to use Strike. Active skill increases attack by 20%, that is, like always, lasts 1 turn, and when cast you can move again 3 blocks and attack. This actually allows you to go a crazy amount of range because on the side of the Kobu, they are actually cavalry. There's a good thing about cavalry is that they have more attack. There's a bad thing about these particular cavalries is they have 1 less move. So they're already starting at 4, which could be the same as this plus a boot accessory. -1 cooldown is very good. Yes, that is also true. It basically means that you can get cooldown refreshment. But it's also pretty good because you get your own attack buff, and that's very interesting. You are not running someone to support. On this side, you get paladins and rock golems. Then, precaution. When attacking, defense increases by 12%. This does not sound good. Only if you have something crazy like this conversion. So what you could do is like go on Kobo form and then go into melee range and then do armor pierce. I don't think this is the way it can be used. You can use ranged sword as cavalry. That is correct, yes. As Kobo, you can use the ranged sword, and this would allow her to butterfly dance in 2 rings in AoE. But how about Phoenix Dance? I think this is what everyone saw on that one game that Tango was posting. Phoenix Dance. Self. Stand 2 rings, so 3 ring with the sword of Balance Blade. And as Dango also told us, it looks like the Sakura characters need the extra ranged sword from Trials, and the Trials characters need the super sword from Sakura. I think the sword that is coming for Leonhard is deal 1 debuff and dispel 1 buff whenever you deal damage. But what about this? Joe is in love with Sumire. I don't know who Joe is, Child Eater, but I would love to know who he is. Okay, cooldown 5 turns, as expected. However, it is kinda less if you count on Strike every now and then. Strike has 3 turns cooldown. Deals 0.35 AoE damage to all enemies within 2 blocks. I think the damage is on the low side, I guess. Go, mama. I still don't know what you're talking. You then gain Nirvana, blocks 1 fatal attack, and then heals 10% of heroes HP. This status triggers for a max of 1 revival and Lance Phalanx. Okay, Lance Phalanx is blocked for everyone else and also Barb. Triggers Barb and fixed damage for 2 turns. I wonder if this means anything at all or if it's just literally Barb. Interesting. So, what do you see in Sumire? What do I see? I see a character that is capable of being insanely tanky if you want to go a little bit crazy. Like, for example, you let her take a few hits. You let her take maybe 1 hit. She's also capable of tanking, so if you use this first, you... Barb and Barb. I also thought so. If you let her use this first, and then you go do other things, then you may be tanking for others. And at the same time, you may deal some very good damage. There is no debuffs, there is no dispel on this attack itself, so I'm not really a fan. You just go your first Ulr's Bow from a normal map event. That's super cool, Dennis. The chances for that are 0.01 easily. Congratulations. I think there's a problem in using her as Cavalry. And the problem is that with a move of 4, you could barely cross any cool things. I guess you still get to move 2 in swamps, and you can still move 1 and then move onto a mountain or a city wall. I don't know, that's really not ideal in terms of cavalry. However, if you get teleported, if you get thrown into the battle, like for example with an Alice, there's very little that opponents can do. And if you decide to use Strike, Hobo Path moves freely in forest. Ooh, that's really cool to know. That is not stated anywhere, right? That's fine. Shoots back, that's a problem. Lancer, it is for me. You say Kobo is the best. Interesting. I guess maybe we can try this one day. But that day is probably not today. Okay, so in the case that moving with Kobo is not a problem, I think I would use Kobo. It allows you to use the balance blade, which is probably her best equipment. And what's even more, if you put some units like... oh, that's a good question. Can we actually test this ourselves? I guess it will require us to go here. You know what? We will test it for the sake of this. Hero level is insufficient. Hero level is now very sufficient. Level up. Level up. Are you planning on using a runestone on her? Not at all. However, I believe if I ever were to use them, I would use runestones anyway. So just doing this test for the stream is perfectly fine. So, first we transform. Yes. I don't like the voice. Okay, we got Paladin. So, we go back. We go to Soldiers and we say, for example, Sky Archer. I'm actually really surprised they can use Sky Archer. Sorry, that's a bad test. Let's go for Amazon Champion. I like it. They are even braces. Okay, now we go to a test. It is. It is. Let's go to. Skip. We have Sumire. However, I also need for this test Angelica. So let's test some parameters. She can currently only move 3 because she has the Amazon champ, right? So we do this. Her cavalry options are so bad, sadly. No. So right now we have made a tiny Roboto. She still moves 3. That is very uncool. But as we can see, she can move through cargo without any problems. And I think normal cavalry would have a problem move. Is this head capable of? I guess nothing really. My god, what is this? What is long? What is this? Fine. So, in that case, let's go back. In that case, let's do some examination on... Oh no, move because of... we go to the soldiers and we ask, hey, can you use something cool? Okay, Templar Knights are decent. Paladins are decent. Actually, they're both good, but Guardian Cavalry. Yes, Guardian Cavalry has the movement. Okay, so let's say we use one of these, keep the movement up. We kill her soldiers. That did a lot of damage to her, yes. Without the soldiers, my health goes down considerably. You kill her soldiers, and if the total of the soldiers had more health than you, you put 2 pieces of carbon fiber armor, and boom, immediate activation of carbon fiber. And I think that's just really amazing. Ooh, there's one more thing to say about Angelica, and that is that he still technically summons, right? And the summon techniques are strong still in this meta. I would like to see if I go back all the way here. Angelica, never mind. I don't think anyone took her too seriously. Okay, sounds like Sky Archer is an option. She wasn't meant to be tanking anyways. It could be a bait, Pano, right? So you put the Sky Archers, and once they get killed, price them. So in any case, what would I use? I think I would use Breeze, because 6 movement on cavalry makes way more sense than 4. And then I would use Balance Blade, double carbon fiber armor, and winged shin guards. I think this accessory is pretty much tailor-made for her. When attack, defense increases, so if you're tanking, you can even take a little bit more damage, but you still have the maximum attack boost. Range cavalry isn't bad at all. Actually, if you have... that's not terrible. If you have Sky Archers, you can attack with your soldiers. You know what? We can test that too. Off we go again. I'm sorry. I think it's fun to test things out. So, Sky Archer, you can only move 3, so I guess you might as well stay as Lancer in that case. If you're moving 3, why any reason not to do that? I guess for class efficiency, or maybe for base stats, to be both. Anyway, we turn this on and then we attack, and yep, just as expected, everybody attacks together. So Sky Archer is not a crazy bad option. I actually think that could work. That could indeed work. You know what? One more thing I want to test. I am sorry that we keep doing this. I keep doing this. But there's so many questions that we could ask. The question is, if the soldiers are dead, can I still move through things? Oh no. Maybe we can move out of range of everyone. I'm sorry, this is take a second. Oh no. Ah, never mind. Opponent couldn't climb this. Okay, so right now we can still move on there. Now, we can still move on to places. So even though we destroy the Sky Archers, the passive ability of Sky Archer is still activated. I think that is indeed very, very cool. Very, very cool. Lancer Sumire available, considering she needs attack because she generally uses AoE. I think that may be the downfall of Lancer Sumire. I think it's kind of like Estelle, where you need to accumulate attack from wherever you can. But both Estelle's classes are Lancers. I think if she had another one, that would be her best. Go back to Ida. So we said I would use Breeze, I would use the Sky Archers because I think they make for a cool combo. Double Carbon Fiber Armor because you want to survive the first hit and then you want it to activate so that you can do crazy AoE stuff. And then the Balance Blade for the AoE range and the Winged Shin Guard. Correct. And I guess Sky Archers is probably one of the best options. Sadly, both of these are not really good. And Guardian Cavalry is kind of problematic because it only does something when you're attacking. So I'm not sure she gets enough out of these other troops. But hey, if you can attack from one more range, might as well shoot them with archers. Why not? Alright, I think this completes Sumire. Yes, that is correct. So, Estelle on a horse. That sounds cool. In that case, I am now moving on to make a video about Sakura. And with that, we will finish for today, so I will be right back.